Hello, my name's David, and we're here with UBC Week 9 against Keegan, our good friend. He is coach of the Colorado Avaluggs, and yeah, he's taking over for someone, I believe, Will the RNG Lord, I believe it was. But anyway, his team is Tapu Koko, Crobat, Dugtrio, Mega Houndoom, Jirachi, Salamence, Buzzwole, Almamola, Tangrowth. So, what do we have? We have Splash Plate, Hydro Pump, Water Shuriken, T-Spikes, Ice Beam, Gren, the same Scolipede set we bring every week, Dual Stab, Buginium, Baton Pass, Shed Shell, Klefki because I didn't want to get Dugtrio trapped. It's also dual screens with Spike's Gleam. Necrozma is like mixed. It's like really physically bulky with Psychic, Earthquake, Rocks, T-Wave. Mega Garchomp is extremely fat, almost like high HP, high SPDF, and almost max speed, and it has enough speed for Adamant D-Knight, Sub SD, Dragonclaw EQ. It lives 2 uninvested Scalds from Almamola, which is kind of fun, and it doesn't die to a Specs Coco Dazzling Gleam. And then last but not least is our new friend Jolteon. I guess I should go over what happened. Did that change? I actually don't recall when the change happened. But I ended up dropping Xurkitree. I dropped Xurkitree and Girder, and I picked up Araquanid, Hitmonlee, and Jolteon. I believe there was another drop somewhere, but just know that I have an Araquanid, a Jolteon, and a Hitmonlee now. But regardless, let's just jump right into the game. We don't need to dwell on all this nonsense. General game plan, as you can see from his team, is I want to hazard stack this. He didn't bring Tangrowth, he didn't bring Crobat, and I don't think the Mence is going to be defog, so there's just not a lot that really appreciates getting hazarded. So T-Spikes are going to be nice, normal Spikes are going to be nice, especially for the Aloe. Not getting trapped by Dougie or breaking Dougie's Sash is going to be really important. The Mence looks like it's DD or potentially Scarfed. Yeah, and I forget what I lead with. He leads with his Jirachi, making me think it's Scarfrachi. So I just stay in and set up my rocks as I get tricked to Choice Scarf. And I'm like, okay, this is good. I knew that was his plan for a Scarfer. Now, whether or not he has another Scarfmon, I don't know. It could potentially be Scarf Dugtrio, so I'm just going to hard into Jolteon. I know the U-turn's coming, but I don't really have any better switch in, because I know the Dugtrio will come if I go Jolteon or Klefki, as he does go Dugtrio, and I just click Baton Pass hoping he's not Scarf Dugtrio, and he turns out not to be, which is good for me. He goes for the Earthquake. He outspeeds me even though I'm Scarfed, and I Earthquake him. And yeah, so he takes out my Necrozma, but rocks are up, and that's all that's important to me. I go into my Gren and Water Shuriken. He doesn't really need his Dugtrio anymore, so he just lets that die. He goes into Coco, and I'm like, well, I'm going to go into my really safe switch in, which is my Klefki. I don't want him Volt Switch. He's probably not going to Volt Switch because I have two electric immunities in Jolteon and Garchomp, so I'm expecting the Gleam to catch Jolteon or Garchomp on the switch, so I'm going to go Klefki and get up my screens. As he Nature's Madnesses, and I start getting up Spikes as he chooses to Volt Switch. That does a ton of damage, so it makes me think Magnet maybe. And here I don't want him setting up in my face, so I'm just going to click Gleam as he ends up dying and switching out, and that makes me think Scarf, because he went for Fire Fang, he got the Moxie boost, he left. So potentially Scarfed. He's probably just scared of Ninja on top of it, so I don't see him staying in. I forget if I actually Ice Beam. I do Ice Beam, so that's kind of amusing. Here I decide to hard into my Scolipede, knowing that the U-turn's coming and I can't really go into anything else in particular, as this Alomomola comes in. And that's really interesting, because I'm going to hard into my Jolteon as he tosses a Wish up into the air. And that's it's really passive, and I'm kind of surprised he went with that play. So instead I'm just going to sub. Yeah, I sub up on the Alomomola. I know it can't break my sub with a Scald because Jolteon's EV'd for that, and I pass into my Chomp. Now I didn't do the math, and Negachomp actually had a chance to like not get its sub broken by Jirachi, especially not by U-turn. I forget if I go for it here. I think I just Earthquake. Yeah, I just Earthquake and it does 28, and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna sub on this thing. He can't do anything to me. He tosses a Wish up into the air, as he then Scalds while I Swords Dance in his face, and it doesn't break, and I'm like, haha, I'm gonna Earthquake here to help to KO it. He Scalds again, it does not break, and he's in a lot of trouble because I just get to Earthquake once again and claim a free kill. He goes into his Jirachi, and here's a really tough play for me. I couldn't decide if I wanted to Earthquake again, or Earthquake to Jirachi knowing that the U-turn's coming, or sub knowing that the U-turn's coming. I kind of figured he'd be like Ice Punch or something, but he ends up U-turning. Because a sub was really easy, he could have just attacked that turn and not switched out, because he's not choiced or anything. So he goes hard into Mence on my Earthquake. I hope that turn made sense. Sub was a really easy play there, but I liked the health on my Chomp too much to really just sub as he went for Iron Head or Ice Punch. And I didn't think he'd just click U-turn that turn, so he ends up clicking U-turn. Goes into Mence as I Earthquake. My sub's broken, and I don't want to risk him being a Jolly Mence, even though I think he's going to be adamant. So I just go hard into my Jolteon as a sort of sack, as he ends up doubling into his Coco, which makes me look like a freaking lord. So he goes for the Gleam, and I go for T-Bolt, as he just Gleams again, and I T-Bolt again, and Coco's out of the picture. Him buffing my... I'm super bulky, by the way. I have 0 attack investment, if I'm not mistaken. No, I have 96, and I'm timid. So, yeah, this is doing... So I'm not doing a ton of damage, but I take hits like a champion. So I just T-Bolt again, and because of electric terrain, I do 52%, as he U-turns out into the Alomomola, and that was a huge mistake on his part, because he just lets me go right back into Chomp and get a sub up in front of him. As he opts to Healing Wish his Salamence back up to full, I'm like, well, now or never. I can't let him DD, as he turns out to be adamant, and Garchomp just flat out kills the Mence, and Rachi dies to rocks. So that was a really quick game, and Garchomp just kind of put in the work. He brought a really passive team, which I kind of expected Keegan to do. He tends to, and so a sub specially, or a sub defensive mon, like, really just messes with him, because he relies on his frail offense and his really fat passive shit to sort of win him games, and you just kind of abuse that. You set up a sub so his fast shit can't hurt you, and then his defensive shit can't status you. But anyway, Keegan's cool. Go check out his channel. We did a Hearthstone conquest against each other. My side will be uploaded eventually, I'm sure. I'll probably just do clips. If you want to see the whole thing, go watch his side. I will put in the link down below and all that cool stuff. So I will catch you guys next time. Peace.